Hey guys, and welcome back to my reading journey once again today. Thank you for joining me every day. Hope you're all doing great. And today we're gonna continue the story I started yesterday, The Rose of Dixie. Sorry, not yesterday, 2 days ago. But anyway, let's just do this. The name, sir, said Colonel Telfair, is the nom de query of Miss Elvira Simpkins. I have not the honor of knowing the lady, but her contribution was sent us by Congressman Brower of her native state. Congressman Bower's mother was related to the Polks of Tennessee. Polks. Now, see here, Colonel Tucker, throwing down the magazine. This won't do. You can't successfully run a magazine for one particular section of the country. You've got to make an you get to make an universal appeal. Look how the northern publications have catered to the south and encourage the southern writers, and you get to go far and wide for your contributors. You get to buy stuff according to its quality without any regard to the pedigree of the author. Now, I will bet a quart of ink that this outer parallel organ you've been running has never played a note that originated above Mason and Hamlin's line. Am I right? I have carefully and conscientiously I have carefully and conscientiously rejected all contributions from that section of the country. If I understand your figurative language all right, replied the colonel. All right, now I'll show you something. Tucker reached for his thick manila envelope and dumped a mass of typewriting manuscript to the editor's desk. Here is some truck, said he, that I paid cash for abroad alone with me. That I paid cash for and brought along with me. One by one, he folded back the manuscripts and showed their first pages to the colonel. Here are four short stories by four of the highest priced authors in the United States, three of them living in New York, and one commuting. Commuting. Here is a special article of When a Bread Society by Tom Wompson. Here is an Italian serial by Captain Jack. No, it's the other Crawford. Here are three separate exposes of city governments by Sniffings, and here's a dandy entitled What Women Carry in Dress Suitcases. A Chicago white newspaper woman hired herself out for 5 years as a lady's maid to get that information. And here's a synopsis of preceding chapters of Hall Kane's Kane's new serial to appear next June. And here is a couple of pounds of Where's the Society that I got at a rare form, the clever magazines. That's the stuff that people everywhere want. And now here's a write up with photographs at the ages of 4, 12, 22, and 30 of George B. McCallan. It's a progno- prognostication. Prognostication. He is bound to be elected mayor of New York. It will make a big hit all over the country. He, I beg your pardon, said Colonel Telfair, stiffening in his chair. What was the name? Oh, I see, said Tucker, with a half a grin. Half a grin. Grin. Green. Not green color. Green. Yes, he's the son of the general. We'll pass that manuscript up, but if you'll excuse me, Colonel, it's a magazine we're trying to make go off. Not the first gun at the Fort Sumter. Now, here's a thing that's bound to get next to you. It's an original poem by James Whitcomb Riley G.W. himself. You know what that means to a magazine. I won't tell you that I had to pay for that poem, but I'll tell you this. Riley can make more money writing with a fountain pen than you, or I can with one of that. Let's the ink run. I'll read you the last two stanzas. Oh my gosh. Pa lays around and loafs all day, and reads and li- makes us leave him be. He lets me do just like I please, and when I'm bad, he laughs at me. And when when I holler loud and say but words, and then begin to tease, the cat and Pa just smiles, my Smith, and gives me Jessie's cross her knees. I always wondered why that was. I guess it's 'cause Pa never does. And after I'll the lights are out. I'm sorry about it. So I creep out out of, out of my trundle, trun, out of my trundle bed to Moss and say I love her whole heap and kiss her and I hug her tight and it's too dark to see her eyes. But every time I do, I know she cries and cries and cries and cries. I always wondered why that was. I guess it's 'cause Pa never does. That's the stuff, continued Tucker. What do you think of that? I'm not unfamiliar with the words of Mr. Riley, said the colonel, deliberately. Deliberately. I believe he lives in Indiana. For the last 10 years, I've been somewhat of the literary recluse. Literally, I have been somewhat of a literally recluse, and I'm familiar with nearly all the books in the Cedar Heights library. I'm also of the opinion that the magazine should contain a certain amount of poetry. Many of the sweetest singers of the South have already contributed to the pages of the Rose of Dixie. I, myself, have thought of translating from the original for publication. in its pages the works of the great Italian poetess. Have you ever drunk from the fountain of the immortal poet's lines, Mr. Decker? Not an not even a demi-tasse, said Decker. Now let's come to the point, Colonel Telfair. I've already invested some money in this as a flyer. That bunch of manuscripts cost me 4,000. My object was to try a number of them in the next issue. I believe you make up less than a month ahead. Month. I believe you make up less than a month ahead. And that see that what effect it has on the circulation. I believe that by printing the best stuff we can get in the north, south, east, or west, we can make the magazine go. You have you have there the letter from the owning company asking you to cooperate with me in the plan. Let's check, check, check out some of these slush that you've been publishing just because the writers are related to the Scoop Doodles of Scoop Doodle Country. Are you with me? As long as I contribute to be the editor of the Rose, said Colonel Telfair with dignity. Dignity, once again. I shall be its editor, but I desire also to conform that the wishes of its owners, if I can do so conscientiously. Conscientiously, once again. That's the talk, said Tucker briskly. Now, how much of this stuff I've brought can we get into the general number? We want to begin right away. There is yet space in a general number, said the editor, for about 8,000 words, roughly estimated. Great, said Tucker. It isn't much, but I'll give the readers some change from governors, 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 and Gettysburg. I'll leave this section of the stuff I brought to fill the space to you, as it's all good. I've got to run back to New York, and now I'll be down again in a couple of weeks. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me today, listening to me today, and see you tomorrow on the fourth part. See you. Bye.